Hey MVPs, RicoKnows here. Going to talk to you guys about UFC Fight Night in Vegas this weekend. It's on Saturday. Just a reminder, these fights, the early prelims, they actually start at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, okay? So do not miss the fights. We're going to be there. I'll start my stream at 1 o'clock. So you guys can join the Discord server, come talk to me, and we can get all our live bets in and all of our adjustments and last-minute changes and things like that. But the early prelims start at 1:30. Main card starts at 4:30. Please don't be late, and that's all Eastern Standard Time. Now, you look at the first matchup. I'm going to be making this video free for the public, and we'll talk about it. But Al-Selwady here, this guy right here, 15-3, Al-Selwady. They both are lightweights. They fight at 155. Little muscle-bound dudes. And then you got Loik, and I can't say his last name, but I just know him as Loik, okay? When I went and studied these two fighters, first thing I want to tell you is they expect Al-Selwady to win this fight. He is the favorite, minus 175. You go check a sports book, it's down to 166. And then you have the underdog at plus 130. When it says more wages right here, nothing comes up right now. But it might change the morning of the fight. At least it should. And one of the things you guys should be looking for is your over bet on the rounds. Because I believe this fight's going to go to decision. I don't think anyone's going to end it. I like the over. If it's 1.5, take it. If it's 2.5, it gets a little dicey, but you might as well just go with the decision at that point, right? Someone's going to win this by decision. It'll say method, decision. Doesn't even matter who you pick to win. That's your business. Now, in this fight, I am picking the underdog, and I want to make sure you guys understand I'm picking Loik, but let me explain something to you. When we make our picks, and I'm pulling this in the chart here so you guys can see this, on value bets, and I'll roll this up just a little bit so it fits in the screen. But on value bets, we are 8-11. If you just faded every single one of my value bets, you'd be winning in the positive. By the way, when I give you a lock or a lean, it's 19-7. Across all these cards, we are 19-7 on locks and leans. It's up to you how you want to parlay those and how you want to make your money. I don't give you those recommendations all the time. That's your business. But I can help you out a little bit. Let me explain something to you. Let's look at the last fight card. Some people look at this and they see the red and they go, Rico, we lost our ass. Oh my God, I lost money. All this stuff. There are people winning a shit ton of money because they understand that when they watch these videos and they see the analysis, you see the parlay and prop ideas, they are in confidence order. Meaning I am most confident about this one and I am least confident about this one. So once again, most confident, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And if you are a football follower, you knew this. I put them in confidence order. So there are MVPs out there who bet on these props and parlays and won everything. They said, Rico, I hit 4 parlays in a row. I can't believe it. I got tipped out like crazy. Some MVPs are better than others. So please pay attention to what I'm putting in these columns. They'll help. And you can make your money on the prelim card or just betting. You see the white text? White text indicates a lock. You can go and parlay a couple of these locks. It's white text because it was green when I made it. Remember, locks are green, but if we win the green, then I have to change the text because you wouldn't be able to see it. It'd just be green on green. You wouldn't see it. When we miss a lock, this is what it looks like. It's green with red. When we miss a spread, a lean, this is what it looks like. And when we miss a value bet, this is what it looks like. I want to make it very clear, value bets are anytime we take the underdog. All right, so now that I've explained it to you, and you guys understand that there are people out there only betting locks, parlaying and prop and putting together 2 to 3 leans at a time, 2 to 3 locks at a time, and they're winning a huge amount of money. Just straight money lines. Look at that. That was 3 parlays, last card, and it was Ziam, a minus 194, Yasmin, a minus 650, and Zellhuber, a minus 290. You combine those 3 fairly large favorites, and you get plus 127, and people put 2 units on that and had a great card. A lot of you guys are betting units on every fight. I got news for you. We are 65% on each fight. We do miss. It's the fight game. People get knocked out. So, enough of that. How you want to bet it is your business. Just pay attention. I'll put stuff like this in here, and as I make the videos, I will adjust the parlay and prop ideas. The reason I don't fill it all in right now is because then no one would watch the videos. They'll just watch the final one, and they just want to blind tail shit. And when you do that, you lose your ass. You're never going to be successful in trying to blind tail the picks. That's not how it works. And if you don't know how to bet on UFC, stop betting on it. And if you're not watching on the server and coming to the Discord server and watching it with me, then you're not even listening to what I'm saying. Because I'm going to tell you things like, don't bet on this fight. But if you look at the chart, you're probably going to bet on the fight because you think it's a lock or you think it's this or that. It's not how it works. So this fight here, I went and studied every opponent they fought. I know their styles. You're talking about Selwady here. Al-Selwady's trying to let you know he's a striker. He does roll up his shoulders a little bit, protect himself when he's striking, and he has good movement. And if you watch, who has he been beating here? George Hardwick is a kid from England. He was 12-1 when they fought. And then he goes and loses. And I wasn't impressed with Hardwick at all. Mike Murphy, I don't think, if I remember correctly, Mike Murphy is this the guy? Yeah, look at this. Mike Murphy's never won a fight in his life. He's 0-3. How was he fighting for the belt? Mike Murphy's never won a fight in his life. So when you start looking at who Selwady's beaten, and he goes to decision with guys who've never won a fight in their life. Go to decision with a guy from England. Who the hell was he fighting? 12-1. He didn't look it. You're knocking out Pacero, almost has a losing record. Nick Compton going to decision with Nick Compton. Nick Compton's 1-7, y'all. I don't even know how you have 8 fights in UFC or in MMA. You're 1-7. Like, I don't know what that is. Apparently, he just goes to decision with a lot of people, but you can't finish him. Pause. So what I'm trying to say here is I'm not impressed with the level of competition that Selwady's been fighting. And I know people love the way he fights. I think he's tough, and maybe he is. But I went and watched him get knocked out silly, and I'm going to pull it into the screen here, in 2 different fights, and it was freak accidents. So this is why I don't think he's getting knocked out in this fight. By the way, Loik is a wrestler, but 2 freak accidents. One, this is his first brutal knockout. It's a spinning back fist, okay? I'm gonna mute it because I don't want any copyright violations or anything. It's this right here, this spinning back fist about to happen. Boom, and he's done. Okay. Another one was here, and it was a knee that just caught him in the chest, and it's right there. Boom. Now it looked like it hit him in the chin, but it really hit him in the chest, and it just put him down. He's been winning ever since. Ever since those two losses, he's been winning ever since. Okay? On the flip side, and that's why he's the favorite. He's on a big winning streak here, and a lot of people like him. If you're looking at the graphic below me, he's the guy on the right. Okay? That's the favorite, and that's Al-Selwady. Now, when you look at Loik here, Loik is just a wrestler, just a grinder. And you see these these decisions where he's unanimous, submission, guillotine, decision. This is why I think it's going to go the distance. Don't worry about this TKO here. Rebecki here is a freaking monster. It was a cartoon the way Rebecki beat him. It wasn't a knockout. It was one punch. He flies about 4 feet and then he falls. Almost like my microphone. I apologize. So don't judge him on this loss. I went and watched it. Obviously, I watched it when it happened, but I went and rewatched it and I laughed every time. But Rebecki is, I believe, 19-1. Rebecki's a problem, bro. That losing to Rebecki's not. The fact that they put him in there against Rebecki should tell you what they think of him. Okay, the fact that they thought he was on that glide path. So I actually think Loik goes in there, wrestles around, and wins a decision. I think it's going to be a boring fight. I think it's going to go the distance, and he wins a decision. I think Al-Selwady, if he does win, it will have to be by some freak knockout. It will have to be by some spotty boxing, some dirty boxing, and impress you. But for me, I think Loik is a wrestler. I think he's very strong, and I think he gets a takedown. I could not find Al-Selwady's takedown defense anywhere on film. I looked. I didn't see it anywhere, so I don't necessarily know if he can do takedown defense. People like him because he's tough. People like him because he trains at Fortis MMA, I believe. Don't quote me. Let me double check that. If I go to his full profile, it'll tell me where he trains. I believe it's Fortis. Yeah, Fortis MMA. If you guys don't know about the teams in MMA, it's really where you can get your level of expertise. You know who you're training with, things of this nature. I'm just letting you know that I'm not impressed with Al-Selwady's track record and who he's fought and who he's beat. It's just not impressive to me. And Loik's been in there with some absolute monsters. He finds ways to win, get to decision. He's not a finisher. He's not doing these TKOs from 16 and 17 back when he was on the regional scene. But I'm telling you, he was in the PFL for a long time. If you guys don't know, the PFL right here, look at that. He was in there forever, and he was doing all right, getting to decisions and just being tough. You got to respect the guy who grinded his way into the UFC and fought really good fighters. And this TKO, I don't hold it against you. I like Loik in an underdog. I like the money. I actually thought because of the contrast in styles that Vegas would have had him the favorite because he can just get a takedown and win the round. This isn't Mexico, bro. This isn't Mexico City. They're not going to ignore the value of takedowns. We got robbed last week. Let me just say that right now. On that card last week, I know I pulled it up already. I didn't gripe on it too much. But we got robbed over here. Dos Santos lost this fight. We got robbed on the Mateus one as well. We got robbed on 2 of these fights. And that just sucks. Because that would have really started off the card 5-0. People really hit big on that. But, man, it was bullshit. I called a plus 225 underdog, and he won that fight. But we'll get over it. We'll get over it. All right, guys. So, every video is free. The first fight of every single card is free, so that's what you're getting here. If you want to know who's going to win all the rest of the fights, you want to break down on the styles and how I foresee them going, please become an MVP. You'll make all your money back on your first bet. That's how we get down. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Good luck, y'all.